What's up, Narko? Gang, welcome back to the channel. If y'all not subscribed, you already know what to do. Hit that like button, that subscribe button, hit that bell to be notified for everything that we drop. Today's video is about Adin Ross finally getting confronted by Eddie from Steak or Rumble, or not Rumble, Steak or Kick, whatever y'all want to call it. Y'all know they had a little falling out. Adin Ross said he done with the platform. The platform said they can't really afford to pay Adin Ross millions of dollars no more. Apparently, I heard something like $30 per hour or some 5-hour cap. I don't know what's true or not. All I know is out of Adin Ross' mouth, pause, he said that he got capped at 5 hours, which means if he did a 24-hour stream, if he did a 10-hour stream, all that extra hours past 5 hours will not count towards his payroll. So no matter what he did, he was only getting paid for 5 hours. So I guess he was like, I'm done with this. I'm going to go back to Twitch. You know, I'm finally unbanned off of Twitch, which took him like forever, like years to get unbanned off of Twitch. And yeah, and they moving forward. So now they finally having a conversation about the situation publicly. I'm sure they have one off camera or something like that, but this is a public conversation. So let's get to this content, Narco gang.
Oh wait, hold on a second. I literally just woke up.
Yeah, that stream yesterday
no energy.
was sick, by the way. Congratulations, that was awesome.
Thank you. I made a Happy Meal from it.
Seriously, how much did you get?
I made less than I think my game night. But hey, it's all good, bro. It's the new update, right?
The new update.
We're working on trying to like get it in a good spot. But I think there's work to be done. That's what we've been talking about on this stream as well. We're like, we got to do better. But I think we're like headed in the right direction. Is kind of like the understanding at the moment. Where's your head at?
My opinion. I mean, we talked on call about it. I think the KPP's out there. I think nowadays with streaming, it's clipping. Everything's fucking inflated and bought. Let's be real. Everything's inflated. It's not just Kick. It's on Twitch, YouTube, everything, right? So it's like even record labels, music, right? So I feel like let KPP be judged off of like someone who can rate content, see how viral shit goes with impact on clips, and see how shit goes where community feedback. I feel like that's kind of the way that things should move on. And I feel like anybody that's on a Kick contract getting paid an hourly should be completely eliminated, right? I feel like the reason with Twitch, why Kick is so great is there's no favoritism, right? I feel like we got to get rid of all favoritism. We got to be consistent with every single creator. No creator should be on an hourly rate. And I think everyone should be on KPP.
That's the way it's going right now. So I think, yeah, hourly rates. So when we first started Kick, I think everyone was on hourly rates, and that was bad, right?
Right.
Would you agree?
Right. Yeah, well, I agree because
like
it's not really
that was like a sad moment for live streaming in general when we had like I don't want to name names, but like some really good content creators get like that hourly rate, and you saw what happened.
You get lazy. Right? Yeah, you get lazy as fuck. Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. But what I'm saying is like there's still people on hourly rates, right? So I feel like everything needs to be like I was recently on one, right? Not for a while, but I was on one recently. So I feel like every single hourly rate needs to be cut, and everyone needs to be on the KPP. So everyone could be incentivized to stream. Because I agree, the hourly rates were not good. It made creators like myself lazy. It made other creators lazy. I'm not going to speak for anyone else but myself, but it does make people lazy, right? I think KPP is really, really good, but I love the concept of it. And I think it incentivizes people to actually lock in and try. Like in July, I remember I was going to fucking London. I was doing this. I was doing Fat Camp. I was doing all this shit. And it made me like, damn, like this KPP is going fucking crazy. It's making me want to go crazy and do crazy streams. But when you give a fixed hourly, someone might sit there and play with their toes and finger their butthole all stream, and they get paid the same amount of money as they would if they had LeBron James on stream. So I think the KPP is an amazing concept. That's why I'm a huge fan of it.
Yeah, I like the idea that you mentioned before about like having some sort of like rating system. Like I don't know how that could work exactly, but like yeah, if you almost had, I don't know. Again, it's a fucking difficult problem. But if there was like a set list of people that were like trusted authorities for rating streams, because I'll be right. Like at the end of the day, like. You could say have 1,000 viewers. Let's say someone has 1,000 viewers, right? And they're say playing Warzone, or they're stargazing, or whatever you want to use as an example of maybe not like incredibly high production sort of or expensive content. And then you've got say like you're streaming LeBron James, he's still 1,000 viewers. Like that obviously maybe should be different, right? Like if you've gone to the effort, because again, nothing against stargazing, nothing against Warzone, but I mean if you go to the effort to create like an insane stream and you still got 1,000 viewers, like yeah, again, how do you sort of rate that, right?
Well, that was my analogy, right? I said I could sit there with Sweater and Marky and sit there and look at the stars and make just as much money, if not more. You know what I mean? So that was my analogy there. Been having like Tekashi 6ix9ine or like a Playboy Cardi on stream, and I can make way less. So that's kind of what I was thinking. Whether on Twitch, because Twitch already has like a mainstream algorithm, right? If I go to Twitch and I spam a bunch of 180s, which nobody wants to watch fucking ads. Let's be real. Nobody fucking likes watching ads. That's why that's why I love Kick, obviously, because nobody likes fucking ads. So when you go on Twitch and you spam a bunch of 180s, it'll incentivize streamers to lock in, do subathons and stuff like that, because they're solely eating off of doing content that's.
Look, I'm just listening to this, right? I'm trying not to really just pause it, stop it, pause it. My whole take from this is that the whole farming view glitch, money glitch, all that is coming to a halt. Right now, they got to actually put the work back in that they used to. Ain't no more buying clippers. You know what I'm saying? Having segments, fake segments, and like I'm not even gonna get into that. All this is coming to an end. Now you got to get back to hard work, desktop streams. You got to actually build a community again. Like no more bots. Like it's really coming to an end, bro. And that's what it's looking like to me. Now he's trying to stop everybody else's bad. Just because his came to a halt, he's trying to stop everybody else's. I don't think that's necessarily fair.
Incentivized off of that shit or on Twitch, because you get the mainstream growth, you get the eyes, you get the algorithm and all that stuff. But the ads, it's unwatchable. I don't ever want to run ads ever again. I mean, that's the Kick that's the reason why I love Kick. I know eventually Kick will have ads, but even if Kick or ads were to be on Kick, I would still never want to run ads. But I think like you're right. It's hard to find like a trust factor system, someone who could rate the streams and give like an extra boost. But for me, because we spoke internally about it. Like for me, brand risk, I made less, and you told me I should have made more, and I had to be manually adjusted. So if there's something that manually needs to be adjusted from you or Keel or Andrew over here, I feel like there needs to be a system in place because it's outdated, right? Like I shouldn't have to hit you manually and be like, yo, Eddie, brand risk, oh, you had this amount of authentic like viewers and you made this much, I have to adjust it. It never got adjusted. So I feel like there needs to be an internal system to adjust. Maybe it's AI, maybe it's a trusted team. I don't know, but I feel like that's missing,
Yeah, I think I must say, so like, again, we're speaking openly here. We're trying to understand a bit more about KPP. So there is a concept around KPP, and I've explained this to you, right, Adin? So like what we have is we basically take the last 30 days generally as like an average, right? And then we've got a protection. If you go say above like, a certain multiplier on your average, we go, okay, hold on, this is a little bit suspicious. And it's like protections, right? Because obviously if KPP, right, which pays out based upon its understanding of authentic viewers, if there was no cap on it, like basically what ends up happening is someone could find a way to somehow trick the system into having like 1 million viewers get paid like multiple millions of dollars or whatever it is, right? So we put together a few little protections in place, which I've discussed. I think we're going to change that and make it much more, much less strict, because right now if you say average,
what it sounds like to me is that if you usually get 20,000 viewers, say for a month straight, and then that next month you just so happen to get 50,000 to 60,000 viewers, you're not gonna get paid for it. Matter of fact, you might get blocked. You might get flagged. Goddamn.
Average 100 viewers, and then you get 500 viewers. The system goes, oh shit, that's a big difference, and it starts to like penalize you, right? Which I think is wrong. Right. I think we need to fix that up. That's a legacy way of working, right? We kind of assume that like all streamers, like if you're getting like 100 viewers average, you're never going to really change that, and it'll just like slowly increase. But the reality is sometimes you want to just play Warzone and play a really chill stream, which is fun. But then some days you want to fucking, link up with Tekashi 6ix9ine, right? And obviously that means you're going to have like this situation where you go from here to
not
here,
everybody got that.
You shouldn't be negatively affected. So I think that's something we can work on. I must say, it's not just like you saying that right now. It's not just us having this conversation. Even like internally, like a lot of the Kick staff that work with the partners across the English market, the Spanish market, all the Turkish markets, everything, they also have the same feedback. So we're gonna look to fix that up. I think KPP needs to be an evolving process. Like it needs to like basically evolve and continue to incentivize good streams. Because like you said before, there was a moment there for a while, right, where you were like heavy locked in, right? Like how do we get you, like you as an example, back to that mindset?
Honestly, bro, like I've been having fun lately in my past couple weeks. But honestly, bro, like the locked in part in July, for example, I mean, look at my KPP. I was doing events. I was like, oh my God, like this is actually going crazy. Even if obviously there's bots in there, which there is inflation, right? You could still look at it and be like, okay, there might be inflation here, but then you guys had a patch where you're like, okay, let's fuck up, let's tune down the inflation.
Did he just admit he had bots? That's crazy.
Let's make KBB look even more real. Then I was making 30, 40 a stream. I'm like, okay, if I do a banger, I can make 50, 60. Bet, I'm gonna do more bangers. But here's the issue I have, and you just said that it's a strict system. You're basing off a 30-day process, right? LeBron James can't come in and drop 50 points every game. I can't do a stream with 6ix9ine every fucking day. I can't go do a stream with fucking a rapper every day or an athlete every day, right? So my point is, you're right. If I want to go do a Warzone, whatever, I could have fun do Warzone. But when my KPP drops from here to here, and you're telling me, Adin, and Akil's telling me, Adin, after this stream, I'm going to manually adjust you and give it you more because you did get more viewers. It's just our system that's blocking it. That's I'm like, okay. So, and you pulled up my brand risk and you told me how much authentic viewers I had in there, and you're like, yo, you should have gotten 50% more, and you didn't. I still never received what I was supposed to get, what you told me, right? And I know that's confident conversation, but I'm open about it. I don't care. You can talk about my authentic viewers, what's real, what's fake. I don't give a fuck. People know. But what I'm trying to get at to you is to incentivize people, you need to have a system in place. We need to have a system in place, excuse me, because I am Team Kick, obviously. We need to have a system in place where we can all be like, okay, we shouldn't it should be manual, it should be auto. We should have a team to make people want to be locked in and want to be incentivized. Now, Eddie, I always give you your props and flowers on shit like brand risk, for example. You were the first person to be like, yo, this is fire, money, 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 put on a great event, boom. We were talking about a Kid Creator show, same thing. So I will always give you your flowers on IPs. You helped me with
He is not. Adin is cooking right now. I'm not gonna cap.
Ozempic. There's just things that you've always been like, okay, you know what? I see potential in content creators and content. You've helped Ice in the past. And I love that about you. And that's why it works. But again, it works putting on the events and putting on the structure and paying for that stuff. But we need to find a way to boost the creators to incentivize themselves to come. Do you guys remember how crazy those KPP clips were going viral and stuff? All these streamers were fucking hitting you up, Eddie, be like, yo, I gotta fucking, oh my God, what the fuck, this KPP shit, boom, 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 boom. The clips went crazy. You kept saying, Adin, keep pushing it. I kept doing it. But now, shit, I think that my viewers are all Indians or some shit, because God, there's just no fucking way. There's literally no fucking way. I went from making, never mind.
I think just back to what I said before, because with the cat stuff. So like, I think you're like a unique spot. I think like you've got a very unique audience whereby sometimes you have a stream where you're like here, right? And then sometimes you have streams where you're like here, right? And to be fair, most people don't have streams like that. Most people are...
No, I think Adin cooked them, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I think Adin cooked them. So with that being said, hit that like button, that subscribe button, hit that bell to let me know what y'all think about this video. If y'all need part 2, let me know in the comments. With that being said, we got this Narko game. Peace.